drop you 6 feet underneath. They put you in a pine wood box and cover you up with dirt and rocks. It all goes well for about a week, and then your coffin begins to leak, and the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, the worms play pinochle on your snout. They eat your eyes, they eat your nose as you begin to decompose. A slimy beetle with demon's eyes chews through your stomach and out your sides. Your stomach turns to rancid grease, and pus pours out like melted cheese. You spread it on a slice of bread, and that's what you'll eat when you're dead. And the worms crawl out, the worms crawl in, the worms that crawl in are lean and thin, the ones that crawl out are fat and stout. Your eyes fall in and your hair falls out. Your brain turns into maggot pie. Your liver starts to liquefy. And for the living all is well as you sink further into hell. And the flames rise up to drag you down into the fire where you will drown. Your skin melts off as you descend, and Satan tears you limb from limb. Your suffering will never end. And the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out. They'll eat your guts and then shit them out. And when your bones begin to rot, the worms remain, but you do not. So don't ever laugh as a hearse goes by, for someday you'll be the one to die. And when death brings his cold despair, ask yourself, will anyone care? Don't ever laugh as a hearse goes by, for you may be the next to die. They wrap you up in bloody sheets to drop you 6 feet underneath. They put you in a pine wood box and cover you up with dirt and rocks. It all goes well for about a week, and then your coffin begins to leak, and the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, the worms play pinochle on your snout. They eat your eyes, they eat your nose as you begin to decompose. A slimy beetle with demon's eyes chews through your stomach and out your sides. Your stomach turns to rancid grease, and pus pours out like melted cheese. You spread it on a slice of bread, and that's what you'll eat when you're dead. And the worms crawl out, the worms crawl in, the worms that crawl in are lean and thin, the ones that crawl out are fat and stout. Your eyes fall in and your hair falls out. Your brain turns into maggot pie. Your liver starts to liquefy. And for the living all is well as you sink further into hell. And the flames rise up to drag you down into the fire where you will drown. Your skin melts off as you descend, and Satan tears you limb from limb.
Alright guys, here we go. Ready for some Ash versus the Evil Dead. Episodes 3 and 4. Oh, one moment. Saying something with my green screen. Alright, there we go. I think that kind of did it. I'll worry about it later.
Don't ever laugh. Goes
How you guys doing tonight?
You up in bloody sheets to drop you 6 feet underneath. They put you in a pine wood box and cover you.
It's like causing right where the dead part is.
Well, for about
Take a wrong part.
begins to leak and the worms crawl in. The worms crawl out. The worms play peanut.
And take a look at that.
Eat your eyes, they eat your
It's very weird, very weird, and it's like bugging the fuck out of me. Hold on one moment.
beetle with demon's eyes. True
So you all set, Paris?
out your
I
side.
see,
Your
I see.
stomach turns rancid.
Having slight difficulties.
Dust pours out like melted cheese. You spread it on a slice of bread, and that's what you'll eat when you're dead. And the worms crawl out, the worms crawl in. The worms that crawl in are lean and thin. The ones that crawl out are fat and stout. Your eyes fall in and your hair falls out. Your brain turns into maggot pie. Your liver starts to liquefy. And for the living, all is well.
Alright, that helps.
You sink further
Basically, the lighting was kind of messed up on it.
rise up
We fixed it. We're all good.
into the fire where you will drown. Your skin melts off as you
So Devin is good. That's good to hear. I'm doing good. Cut my finger with the Freddy glove and blood started to squirt out. Holy shit, man. Did you fucking cut an artery? Like, what the hell?
them out. And when your bones begin to rot, the worms remain, but you do not. So don't ever.
But alright. Let's jump into it. We should be ready. So you got all the essentials, Paris. All the essentials. Alright, so the way this is going to go with pretty much most of you guys already know. I'm going to give the countdown. Hopefully you got all of your copies at the ready to go. And we are going to jump into it. Not yet, Paris. Mostly because after I got off, aside from the couple of messages, like shooting back and forth to you, I passed right the fuck out. Like, I have not still been able to gather everything that I wanted. And it's not exactly something I want to rush. So, like, pretty much I got another month, like, pretty much to not only share multiple times, but I want to get one share out this week. And it will likely be probably tomorrow before we jump into Dead by Daylight. Did I like hit something here? Or... Okay, I didn't. It's like weird. Because I'm still seeing something in the corner there, and it's still bothering the fuck out of me. Oh. Turn off that light. Hold on one moment. Because that shit is sincerely fucking with me. Can't see. Is that still there? No, it doesn't look like it's still there now. It's still kind of there. What the fuck? It's like trying to figure this shit out. Some nice fingertips. I do. Stop touching me. I can't. It's... There. Yeah, I got a lot of issues like that, Paris. If I see something that bothers the fuck out of me, I gotta fix it. But alright, we're going to jump into it, and we're about to do the countdown for Ash vs. Evil Dead Season 1, Episode 3. And we begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Everybody hit play! Quickly, before he runs! You can't run play! Well, we can always give you the timestamp, Ty. I want to do like some kind of photo shoot too. Like once my back gets a little bit better, I think I may throw on one of my costumes for a photo shoot. You figure she's in her full Dark One form. Why are the demons so hostile towards her? Did I see Tiger King? Yes, I watched all of that yesterday. Which is a really interesting development, cutting his face with the dagger. Assuming that that's the same dagger from the Evil Dead movies. For it to have such an effect, to bubble up the skin and like sort of have like a melty effect on him. That could possibly be true, Paris. Because the way the Deadite was talking to her there, you didn't get the sense that she was a Dark One. Like, at all. So you wonder if she was actually Ruby. But then you look at the time when they go back in time, and we have the other Ruby. She's a demon there. She's a dark one there. So then it's like, is it in that particular timeline that Ruby became a dark one much, much earlier? Or possibly found someone that looks like Ruby and took her image? Granted, Ruby, if she was a Nobi and she was Annie's sister, would have been close to it, judging by Annie's age and Evil Dead 2. She would have been of similar look. So that could have possibly worked even then. Maybe a Dark One took her over much earlier in that timeline. That's very true, Paris. Very true. But then we, like I said, we gotta look at the whole aspect of when they go back in time, and she kills Professor Nobi, and she's already the Dark One, like one of the Dark Ones. So it's like, when did that happen? Like in that timeline, as opposed to this one. So basically, I will be watching A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, and then out of nowhere, somebody here will bust through my door and sock me in the face or stomach. Pretty much, play. It's just gonna break down the door like, start the movie! Yeah, I mean, the only way I can think of it, Paris, is, like I said before, there has to be multiple timelines. Like, Evil Dead 1 takes place in its own timeline. Evil Dead 2 takes place in its own timeline. Army of Darkness takes place in its own timeline. And Ash vs. Evil Dead takes place in its own timeline. And once Ash reads from the book in Ash vs. Evil Dead, maybe he starts bleeding the lines of reality, especially when you start talking about time travel and stuff like that. Maybe he didn't actually time travel. He actually went to different dimensions that have different places in time at that point when he's going through the portal. So in his mind, he's going back to what, like 1982? But it's sort of how that timeline is in current time. Like, when you set them side by side, you have one that's whatever year this is when he goes back, and then you have the other one that's 1982. Sort of like a delayed timeline kind of deal. And in the timeline they go back, where Professor Nobi's there and Henrietta's in the basement, it's a possibility that that particular timeline had some changes. Because you figure Ash destroys the cabin in that particular sequence. Like, the cabin's gone, so which means the events of Evil Dead 1 and 2 cannot take place. So how is it when he goes back to the present, things are still status quo? Like, he's still experienced the events of Evil Dead 1 and 2. Everything should have been changed. Like, Cheryl should have been alive. His father potentially could have been alive. All of his friends that he went to the cabin with should have been alive. Unless you go... See, now that seems to indicate that she is a Dark One already. Because she felt the book. Unless she has a Pablo-esque kind of connection to it. Like, after Pablo gets possessed by the book and so forth. Do I prefer Evil Dead 2 over Evil Dead 1? It all depends on what I'm in the mood for. Evil Dead 2 has some really great moments, but if I want flat out horror and atmosphere, I'll go for Evil Dead 1. If I want entertainment and some really fun moments mixed with my horror, then I'll go for Evil Dead 2. Because, I mean, with that, then you look at Fede Alvarez's Evil Dead. Maybe that's in its own particular timeline, too. And that's why the book in every single version is different, because the book is never the same book in every timeline. Sometimes you can't resist the book. I mean, the book is juicy, though. The book is quite juicy. I mean, with that, Nicholas, technically, the book is an Easter egg. There's nothing outside of Adam Marcus himself stating that the dagger was actually the Kundarian dagger. But the reason they don't mention it at all in this movie is because even if that was the case, Jason Goes to Hell is not canon with Evil Dead at all. Especially if we're to go by this being canon with the rest of the series, there'd be no way. Ash had the book since he came back from Army of Darkness, so at what point would it have been in the Voorhees house? Unless you go by Jason Goes to Hell being its own reality, like its own standalone thing, and then Jason Goes to Hell, the book never went to the cabin, it went to the Voorhees house. But then you have plot holes that, okay, how is it that nobody investigated Pamela's house in the decades that she's been dead? And nobody found this book made of flesh and written in blood and took it ever as evidence. A lot of yapping and not a lot of happening. Part 6, Jason versus Joe Exotic. I'd probably have to go with Jason. Joe Exotic was, for all of his planning and obsessiveness, was relatively a moron. If Freddy versus Jason versus Ash did happen in movie form, who do you think would have won? It would have been Ash. Like, Freddy and Jason would have gotten high body counts, or Jason rather would have, and Jason would have gotten Freddy would have gotten a lot of special effects love, but ultimately Ash would have won. I'd take that cop in handcuffs. Oh yeah, the chick that plays Amanda. Oh yeah, oh yeah. She's quite juicy. Like, do I think Joe's innocent? Not necessarily. I think he's likely in jail for the right reasons. The way he got there is a bit questionable. Because it kind of seems like a lot of that was induced. It's like spilling paint on a painting. Like, what? He can do that on his own time. Like, what the fuck? Like, he preys on the emotionally weak. Like, he do that shit on his own time. He's not entirely incorrect, but at the same time, the analogy is incomplete. Like, it's like spilling paint on a painting that already had paint spilled on it. Would have been a more correct analogy. Spilling paint on a painting, it's like saying spilling paint on like a masterpiece, like Mona Lisa or something like that. Like, it's fine, it already has paint on it. Like, that's not exactly entirely true. So yeah, actually, I heard they want to make a movie about the Tiger King and David Spade as Joe. Actually, I wouldn't do David Spade. I would probably do Diamond Dallas Page. Diamond Dallas Page and Exotic Joe almost have the exact same facial structure. Yeah, and that pretty much goes all the way back to Evil Dead 1 Paris. He's never really been really good with words. Ooh. Oh, yeah, that'd be creepy. Kind of gives you that sense of Return of the Living Dead. Shut up, Devin. I'm not sure, Devin. It all depends on your survival instinct. I mean, chances are 95% of people probably wouldn't survive. Especially in an isolated area. I do like the effect they put on Elagos. Like the way they kind of superimpose the mouth over the shaking body. I don't think it's this episode, Ty. It's not until they get to Pablo's family members, like, ranch. So basically, if Amanda wasn't there fucking with Ash, like literally right there. Like she literally fucked the entire team there. Hey, what's going on, Anthony? Ooh. Like, literally, you would probably need the chainsaw for him. Which everything would have worked. I mean, Kelly can't be mad. It's her fucking fault for releasing Amanda. Yes, don't get Stanley ready too early. Ooh. Back in the fucking eye. Again. So it seems like he has like almost an instantaneous kind of instinctual self-preservation kind of thing about him. Look at the eye. No! Like, why always the eye? Like, cover your eyes. How much do you think Ash hates the Deadites? I don't know if it's hatred. Exactly. I think he has a disdain for him, but I don't think it's necessarily hatred. Ash is just kind of reacting to beings that he can literally dismember without having any remorse for. And it's just putting his asshole personality on top of that. But I've never seen him really act with hatred. He's an lone wolf. He wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for his pack. He wouldn't have fucking needed saving if it wasn't for his pack. To be completely and utterly fucking honest. Because they could have summoned Elagos and moved on from there. I think that would probably be a little bit more accurate, Paris. Alright, that was episode 3. But yeah, I think that would be a little bit more accurate. Because I think he gets some kind of sick pleasure, especially after being tormented at the cabin for Evil Dead 1 and 2, assuming that everything takes place together. Because we know the whole production issues that Evil Dead 1, 2 had. But assuming all of that is together, Ash took a lot of fucking mental damage and physical damage. So it's very possible that he's getting some kind of sick, psychotic kick out of killing Deadites. And it's, for him, therapeutic. Like, he's getting a lot of gratification out of dismembering bodies. And it does help that they're Deadites, because for him, it's not like he's murdering someone. Like when he punches Kelly's mother, and then she turns around as a Deadite, he's like, oh, okay, I'm starting to feel like a real dick. Like, it kind of shows that, you know, he only wants to beat on the Deadites. He's not necessarily psychotic enough to kill living people, at least not yet. But also, he stands to be very ignorant to the whole Deadite thing, because he was possessed. And he was able to come back from it. Fucking Sheila from Army of Darkness was possessed and was able to come back from it. So he knows that there's a possibility that you can come back from being possessed. Pablo in season 3 gets possessed and is able to come back from it. Multiple things like that. But it seems that he's more willing to kill than help the possessed. Even though he does have evidence that you could probably save some of these people. But for him, it's more of the therapeutic thing. That, you know, fuck them. Like, just kill them. Kill them all. When season 2 comes along, I think you need to drink that drink that Ted Raimi and Ash drinks. What drink is that? I don't know. I mean, if they're drinking alcohol, I don't think there's anywhere around here to get alcohol now. Like, the fucking closest thing you could do is maybe make tea and act like it's alcohol. Take some medication. But alright, we are getting ready to begin episode 4. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes to get all of your shit together. Get ready to play the next episode. And then we will commence the countdown. Now, again, tomorrow, we will be playing Dead by Daylight. So it'd be a little bit of a gameplay stream. Hopefully I should have all the pictures that I want for the share tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. Friday, we're going to be playing Resident Evil 3. So we got that to look forward to as well. Saturday will probably be a little bit of both. Resident Evil 3 and Dead by Daylight. Depending on how things go. We'll see. At least that's what I got scheduled for right now. Checking up on things, seeing how the streams are doing. So I should probably jump over here. Oh shit, we're actually up to a couple likes so far. So make sure while we're in this brief intermission that you guys are hitting down below, hitting that like button, hitting the share button, and subscribing if you have not done so yet. So that way we can keep these things rolling and I stay in your notification inbox on YouTube. Like, who knows? It might be over by the time we get to season 2. Maybe. But right now, considering how the numbers are constantly shooting up, and the governor in my state just pretty much put us on a extended stay-at-home order until the 30th. If it stays jumping up there and these deaths keep going up, it's extremely likely that we're talking a long time before anything is over. And then it's kind of like you got to wind it down to like getting everything back, especially in hotspot areas. So, I mean, for me, I'm thinking and hoping maybe it's over by the 30th, but I'm not exactly holding my breath. So there's a good chance we may finish Ash versus the Evil Dead before all of this is actually completely over. Yep, I got all your stuff, Paris. Alright, so we should be ready. So assuming that you guys have your shit at the ready. Excuse me. We are getting ready to begin episode 4. And we begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, all of our liquor stores shut down. They shut down like 2 weeks ago. If you got possessed by a deadite, what do you think your family would do? It'd probably kill me. Or at least try to. How many of them would survive? Chances aren't exactly that good. I mean, with the glass sticking out of him, he could have probably just gave her a hug. I mean, with the way Ruby acts, you can definitely tell that they did not have the idea that she was a Dark One, at least early on in the production. Would you like my work of Halloween 9? I can't say for sure. I would have to review it beforehand. Like, I don't know what the story would be about, nor the production values. So I can't speak on it, Anthony. Because another thing would be like Ash's Delta. Now, if we take in Army of Darkness into account, the Delta went back in time with Ash. He got it in working order, but he did crash it. So, and he took a horse at the end of Army of Darkness. So, him speaking the 3 words and taking the potion, how the fuck he get the Delta back? Did he drive the Delta to an undisclosed location, get into the Delta, and drive it through the portal? And how long would it have been for him to repair it again? Granted, he should have the ingenuity because he repaired that shit falling out of the fucking sky in medieval times. $12 more payments? After 30 fucking years. Holy shit. I remember that. They said he slept in the Delta in the cave, but with the deleted scenes, could we actually consider that canon, though? Because I do remember that, because that's when he climbs out of the cave and it's a post-apocalyptic world. So I'm wondering if it's like you say, he bought another Delta. Especially because if you think about it, if it was a sleeping mixture that he ended up taking in Army of Darkness, and he had to speak the 3 words, if he misspoke the words, wouldn't it have centuries for the Deadites to take over, and Ash ends up waking up to a Deadite overrun world, which would make sense of the post-apocalyptic like setting in the original ending? Or would it be more likely that it was instantaneous, that he would wake up, or not even wake up, that he would probably go through a portal similar to an Evil Dead 2, how he went through to go back? Like, wouldn't it make more sense that he went through a portal instead? And, like, because of it being that instantaneous, the Deadite followed him to S-Mart? Even though the demon didn't know who he was. So that seems to indicate that she was a Dark One there, too. So I wonder if they were messing with the idea of her being a Dark One. Or at least not being a Nobi. Even though she was leading heavily into that. Hey, what's going on, Chuck? How you doing? Evil shows up and blows up. Ash versus Pinhead, I would probably go with Pinhead. I don't think Ash is necessarily equipped to deal with someone quite like that. Which shouldn't his... I was going to say, like, he should be able to see the signs. But obviously not quick enough to understand what exactly is going on with her. You look really focused because I'm trying to really hear what they're saying and doing. Especially in a lot of the stuff that I don't remember and analyzing it in the way that normally I do. Luke Wilson as Tommy Jarvis. I don't know, like, Luke Wilson has a distinctive look and sound to him that would kind of fuck with my seriousness of trying to take the character as serious as possible. How would I do an Evil Dead and Friday the 13th crossover? I mean, honestly, the way I would do it, I wouldn't necessarily combine their stories, but it would have to be a sort of play between the Deadite in Book of the Dead, the curses and the incantations from the book, and how it reacts to the overall death curse of Crystal Lake. I don't know. I felt like they could have did a whole lot more with the hand, though. The hand I would have probably kept and reattached it to Ash, and actually gave Ash sort of like maybe a little Deadite edge, like the hand actually missed him after all this time and existing at the cabin for fucking decades. Would I have Zombie Jason be against or with the Deadites? Now, the thing is with that is I would probably have Jason being confused as one of them. But I wouldn't necessarily have them go against him. Because, I mean, at that point you start getting into really cheesy territory of one versus the other. Like, you could probably have Jason come in contact with one, but I wouldn't base the story around Jason versus the Deadites. Like, I would strictly focus on the horror aspect that both could provide. What's going on, Pugster? We are currently about 15 minutes into episode 4. Oh. Like, don't eat the eyeball, Brujo. Exactly, Paris. Oh, getting some scenes from Evil Dead 2? Because, I mean, it would have been a nice change, Paris, if the hand actually did grow into another version of Ash as a protection method for Ash. And, like, we see Ash get killed by a gang of Deadites, and it turns out it was the hand the whole time protecting Ash. Hear a lot. never listened to it with headphones before, so I never noticed during this part that you hear his conversation with Linda in Evil Dead 2. Goes to Jacksonville. I mean, that's fine, but like pretty much it's the whole thing that you have to kind of balance the purpose of having Evil Dead within a Jason movie or vice versa to make sense of it. So I would have to really dive into the horror aspect of combining the two and a reason of combining the two. Well, isn't Jason fanboy? What? I'm not even gonna attempt to pronounce that name. I'm just gonna call you NJ. But how are you doing? So I wonder if he looks in the mirror, can he see Elagos's reflection? No, you didn't miss it yet, Chuck. I believe it's either... I think it might be in the next episode. Hey, what's going on, Ranger? It's like, where the fuck did Pablo learn to do all of this? If he could do all this, the fuck was he doing, like, not building more shit like it? Don't call you what, NJ? It's kind of in your name, though. What would you prefer we call you? That juicy book. Dude, the lizard is talking. Dude, why does Eli got teeth, though? What episode we on? We are on episode 4. About 23 minutes in. What's going on, Lucas? How about Michael Myers versus Ash? If Ash has all of his weapons, I would probably be inclined to go with Ash. Just because I don't know how Ash would how he would react to a chainsaw hand. If Michael could block the chainsaw hand and the boomstick, then he has a very good chance of killing Ash. High chance of killing Ash. Do you think Ash even understands what Deadites are? I think he has a basic understanding of them. But I don't think he necessarily understands how they operate. Leatherface versus Ash in a chainsaw sword fight. I would probably go with Ash on that. Ash seems to have a lot more control with the chainsaw than Leatherface does. Am I watching it? Yes. The way we pretty much do this, NJ, is essentially you'll get your copy of the episodes that I'm watching, and we will sync our copies together. I'll give a countdown, and when I say play, you'll hit play, and we'll watch the movies together. Or, in this case, show together. Due to copyright issues, I wouldn't be able to play it on screen. Unless it's like a fan film like Never Hike Alone or something public domain like Night of the Living Dead. Have I seen Mandy yet? I have not. I did watch the Dead Meat kill count of it though. Little eyeballs. So, I mean, is Ash able to take control of Elagos like that? Because he is, I guess you could say, the chosen one? Or would anybody else would have been able to do that? Yeah, what's going on, Haley? How you doing? Sorry you're late. No problem. No problem at all. I don't know why your mom likes my channel. Well, I greatly appreciate her liking the channel. And greatly appreciate you being here as well, NJ. All right. So that was episode 4 of Ash vs. the Evil Dead. Those things went by fucking fast. Am I still doing Bloody Murder in the summer? I'm not entirely sure. The only series that I know that I'm going to be doing over the summer is Sleepaway Camp. I'm definitely going to be watching and doing commentaries for those. I'm not sure about Bloody Murder quite yet, Anthony. But it's a very good possibility if I make it through Sleepaway Camp that may happen. What if Ash got sent to feudal Japan? That would have been a pretty good scenario, too. Do you guys want to hear a dark humor joke I made the other day? Go for it, Haley. Go for it. I'm game. Hey, what's going on, Machete? Shit, we're getting everybody in here now. It's like, shit, I done finished the episodes. Tell you what, we can get up to about, I'd say, let's say if we can get the stream up to about 10 likes, I'll do episode 5 as well for tonight. So make sure you guys are hitting the like button down below. And if we get up to 10 likes, I'd say in the next... What are we looking at? Give it about 5 minutes or so. If we can get up to 10 likes in about 5 minutes, then we'll watch episode 5 as well. Alright, so a murderer kills a blind girl, only to see that her boyfriend just witnessed her death. The murderer gives the boy a wicked smile and says, "Well, wasn't she a sight for sore eyes?" That sounds like something that would be in a horror movie. Like one of those really Freddy Krueger-esque kind of horror movies. 10 likes? Yeah, it looks like we already broke it, Paris. So we're going to be doing episode 5 here. So let me jump over to my dashboard here. Change all of that to reflect what you guys want. Oh shit. What the hell? All right. See, Ty trying to make sure we get up there. Keep the likes coming, man. Keep them coming. Shit, we already hit 10, but, fuck it. Let's get it up there. He is the ring announcer in the first one, and the usher in the second one, and the guy at the reservation desk in the third one. Yeah. I believe, if I remember right, there was a whole thing about him possibly being Mysterio in the Raimi universe. Let me refresh. Make sure we... Yeah, it says only 9 on mine now. So something went down. So we need more likes. We need it. Get your Stanleys ready. Yeah, Haley, it was It's a pretty good one. I like it. It reminded me of something like a Freddy Krueger or something would say. Give me all the likes. How many kids do you think Ash actually has? Probably. I mean, we know Brandy. He's probably got a few of them out there, knowing how he is. You made a video to teach me how to say your name. Holy shit. Let me go check it out real quick. Alright, so I heard that. And sorry to say, this mouth don't move like that. I would butcher the fuck out of that name so terribly, NJ. So I'm probably going to stick with NJ, unfortunately. Hit the button 6 times. Can I check out your video? Sure, why not? It's like watching your dog video. Maggie Part 2. Say it! I'm not even going to attempt to. I fuck up enough with words on stream to not fumble over something like that. Surprise, Ash does not have AIDS. I mean, nobody ever said that he didn't. Alright, let me do a quick look. Check to see. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. We're apparently going down. Mine went from 10 to 9 to now 8. So I'm not sure what's going on. But we are dropping down. But I'll tell you what. We'll go ahead and do it anyways. We got close enough. Fuck it. Alright, so, assuming you guys are already anticipating that we were going to do it, we're going to give another countdown. So, NJ, this is your first time. If you have Ash versus The Evil Dead, it is on Netflix. So, if you want to pop in, episode 5, we are going to give a countdown to sync our copies together. And that means that we will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, I figured why not. Like, we got close enough. We started with about 5, and then we jumped up almost to 10, and then dropped back down, and so forth. That sucks, NJ. Because you're fucking lying through your teeth. What the fuck you gonna do with that? Just hearing Ash's muffled comments in the background is fucking hilarious. Oh, sorry to hear that, Haley. Like, I mean, with everything going on nowadays, it's just like fucking terrible to hear. I'll see when you get back, NJ. Get me boiling water. Boiling water! Wait, what do you need to boil the water for? It did. It looked like a zip popping on Ash's forehead. Man girdle. Just imagine Ella goes like, I ain't been high in 150 years, if not longer. He's all over that shit. All right, you have a good night, Dad. If it's okay with you, badly explain one of your favorite horror movies. Oh, man. I wouldn't even know where to begin. To, like, purposely badly explain. Like, I struggle enough trying to explain everything accurately. Like, off the top of my head. But you could badly explain one of your favorite horror movies, Haley. I'd be interested in hearing that. Or reading it, rather. man, this the stump part is so it's so meaty and like wet. What episode of what season are you watching? I might be watching the wrong one. We are watching season 1, episode 5, Machete. We are currently about 7 minutes and 30 seconds in. Surprised Pablo didn't jump on her at that point. I mean, it's not exactly badly explaining it, Haley. It's definitely a simplified form of it. See, I'm thinking like something badly explained, like something that could be misconstrued as something else, like a lot of wordplay. I don't know, that'd have been funny as shit. Like Pablo was ended up banging a possessed version of Kelly. Could he pretty much say that he banged the demon? And would Kelly feel weird about Pablo doing that? I would have been a nice little conflict that they could have had for the rest of the series. Like Kelly kind of held it against Pablo that he actually did that while she was possessed, even though Pablo had no idea. That's a possibility they could have went with Haley. I mean, Ash could technically had many different forms of VD. Especially when you consider him in Army of Darkness, when they didn't exactly have the greatest of medications. And he did have sex with Sheila. Oh. Leeches. Oh. 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 It's everywhere. Fucking projectile vomiting. Potassium. Sorry, just felt I had to say something random there. You've earned it, Haley, especially after all the talk about the book yesterday. You've absolutely earned it. That is true. I remember hearing something about that, Nicholas. I remember little bits and pieces. Oh, that's a hell of a lot of piss. Dude, she should be dehydrated. Did you piss them out? Nope. God, please don't bring that up again. Pretty much. Like, we've all been there. So I don't think Ash ever pissed himself in the movies. Do you think Ash can ever go back to the way he was before the Deadites? No. Absolutely not. You would have to cleanse his mind of the memory of everything that happened in order for that to happen. Like, do I wear rubber gloves when handling the book? Only after Devin has used it, apparently. Do I play Xbox One or 360? I mostly play Xbox One. I have a couple of 360 games on my Xbox One, but nothing that I stream or play on a regular basis. And even then, my Xbox One, I might jump on every now and again. I mostly play on PC. So I wonder if Elagos was doing that because he felt like, if he was doing that because he felt like they were getting closer to releasing her. What's my username? Same as the YouTube channel, NJ. Realize Kelly would have made a really, really good Angela for a fucking Night of the Demons either remake or sequel. Just from her makeup there. Like, and it's just contacts and teeth. Oh. I mean, wouldn't that have done some kind of damage to Kelly's body? Ooh. Sad thing is, I would have probably have liked for him to have lasted longer in the show. He would have been a great addition. Well, there's the green blood. Which kind of makes me wonder, was it an Elagos kind of demon that took control of Ed, considering he was the only Deadite with green blood? And then we see that there with Elagos having green blood? Is there some kind of connection there? I mean, I could understand that. I mean, to me, I find her hot either way. So, like, I I can understand what you're saying, but I can also take it to that top echelon as well. Especially here when Elagos was controlling her, she had some looks about her. Hmm. Thing is like a damn Enderman from Minecraft. It's like, why are all of them catching on fire, though? Is it because of the pendant? Yeah, I saw your comment about the hazmat suit. Friend of me? Oh, thank you, NJ. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have to check it out when I get on Xbox. That would kind of make me like, wait, what? I must have been a pretty good time. Wait, what? How does he automatically know how to use it? Of course the child in Ash has to flip someone off with the new fucking power glove. Well, you also tie the other determining factor with that is that pretty much it's all usually her most famous character, like Ruby or Xena or anything, all have ties to Sam Raimi too. So you wonder if pretty much she's sort of playing into type there. Because I believe, isn't she like bisexual in real life too? I'm done with these robot arms and hands. Trying to find my paintbrushes, but they're not where they're supposed to be, and it's causing me to panic. Where in God's green earth are they? I have that issue all the time, Haley. So many things I'll put in areas that end up missing that drive me the fuck crazy. Like, I put it here. Where did it go? And then I have Amanda that's pretty much saying, you put it there 2 years ago. We have cleaned since then. Multiple times. They are gone. Oh, you found it? Oh, great. Great! Well, on that high note with Haley finding her paintbrushes, we are going to end the stream here. That was the end of episode 5, which I believe, Ty, next episode may be the episode that you're looking for. So we will be watching that Tuesday. We might do another 3-episode run with that. Especially if this stream continues to do well and those likes keep shooting up. We're going to be doing another 3-episode, maybe 4-episode run. With as short as these episodes are, we might just say fuck it and finish out the rest of the first season. But I want to thank you guys for sticking around, watching with me. And thankfully, the microphone has not gone off, not one time, No sound cutouts, nothing. But watch when we play Dead by Daylight tomorrow, or Resident Evil 3, how many times that shit goes out. But I'm going to head out. You guys have a good night, stay safe, and as always, I am JG Darhk. And thanks for watching.
Laugh as a hearse goes by, for you may be the next to die. They wrap you up in bloody sheets to drop you 6 feet underneath. They put you in a pine wood box and cover you up with dirt and rock. It all goes well for about a week, and then your coffin begins to leak, and the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, the worms play pinochle on your snout. They eat your eyes, they eat your nose as you begin to decompose. A slimy beetle with demon's eyes chews through your stomach and out your sides. Your stomach turns to rancid grease, and pus pours out like melted cheese. You spread it on a slice of bread, and that's what you'll eat when you're dead. And the worms crawl out, the worms crawl in, the worms that crawl in are lean and thin. The ones that crawl out are fat and stout. Your eyes fall in and your hair falls out. Your brain turns into maggot pie. Your liver starts to liquefy, and for the liver